Hey, you caught me looking for an article, which I'm going to discuss. It's one of those conversations I'm like, Caroline, you've got to be positive about it, but also real pictures must be painted. Truth must be told, even when it's uncomfortable. And I'm saying this because I believe that we all need to have a plan A, plan B, plan C. And for my sisters, grown women, we know how this works. We always have a backup plan and a backup plan for the backup plan. Am I right? Right. Because it is said, ukikataa kujipanga, utapangwa. Am I right? Good. So let me get to the article I was looking at. Actually, I was looking at two things. One was, and the reason I went to this particular one is that the comments that followed this particular post on Facebook were just shocking. Some were very, very astute. They understood that there's a direct correlation between what's happening in the world and your income and your, just you being able to live life. And it was the one that said Oxfam to close in 18 countries and cut 1,500 jobs. A few of the comments on this particular post were vacuous. It's like, no, there are people who use it corona to be mean, and I hear you. But the ones who you can tell their brain wakes up and both brain cells work are the ones who are like, funding is an issue. And where funding is an issue, certain things will just not be funded because they no longer make sense. Okay, all right. The other thing I looked at is that I'm sure you remember the CBK governor, and I'm talking about the Kenyan central bank governor, probably late May, saying that 75% of SMEs are risking collapse. And his projection was end of June. Okay, now I want you to put those two things together, and I need to ask you, are you afraid of looking at the situation around you and where you're employed and understanding that 75% included you? If you have friends who work for some of these big firms that literally can give you the description of something in 10 words, KPMG, Deloitte, PwC, ask them, what's the difference between an SME and a corporate? A lot of us walk around pretending or under the illusion we work for a corporate entity. A lot of businesses in Kenya are SMEs. Radio Africa was an SME until about 10 years ago. So do you understand? Are you now understanding? Good. But if this is the case, it means depending on turnaround, depending on the ability for this huge monster called COVID and the reactivation of the economy to happen, because right now the world is like an upside down elephant, putting it back on its legs is Herculean. So considering that, have you acknowledged to yourself at some point prayers of your ancestors, your mother, and everybody you love considered that you could be 3 months away, 6 months away, or maybe 9 months away from retrenchment? Have you stared that monster in the eye? If you have, you know that there's two things you've been doing, maybe three. First one is you've been saving a lot more. And if you do it right, you will do it the way you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to save first. It's called paying yourself first. And then you spend. Because a lot of us save what's left. Okay? And if, truthfully, you realize the situation is untenable, and in some people, you've started looking for options. But even for those options to get you to where you were, say, in August 2019, it's going to take a minute. Okay? Which means when I come to you and I say, please have a look at Vantage from Standard Chartered, I know what I'm saying. I'm saying if there's 6 months left to your current income, July, August, September, October, November, December, if you are let go and you had already taken the cover, you actually have ensured that you have another 6 months. If you've covered yourself for 6 months, you have another 6 months of your salo in 2021. Ukiona vile unajipanga nini, you have that coming to you. If you take the 9-month cover, even better. If you took a 1-year cover, even better. Okay? We must consistently understand that being positive is not saying nothing can happen. That's never gonna happen to me. No. Being positive but also making a move is being smart. And being smart is saying, I know this is possible. And because I know this is possible, this is what I'm gonna do. And I know for guys, it's hard because you all live roho ju. Okay, but if you don't understand how this thing works, I want you to get a hold of your female colleagues, call your girlfriend, call your older sisters, and they will tell you, plan B, plan C, ni lazima. Okay? Because if there's one thing we understand, ukikataa kujipanga, utapangwa. Allow me to give you a plan B ujipange. Just send the word forward to 22474. They'll take it from there. Here's something I am going to say. Do you know how many of you told me how happy you are when you got your pay from Emma Kiba when it came earlier this year? Because you were not expecting it. And it's so good to get that money when it comes. As true as the sun will rise tomorrow, you will thank me because you took advantage. As true as the sun will rise. This is probably the most amazing thing I'm going to tell you this side of COVID. Just SMS the word forward to 22474. Take that cover. Take the cover. And look after yourself.